Several years ago, Ron was invited to give a talk on leadership in Oxford, England, on a weekend that coincided with the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah. The morning after the talk, he embarked on a short trip through the English countryside en route to London, where he expected to attend synagogue services. Early on, he came upon a very charming village called Castle Combe, where the original movie version of Dr. Dolittle was filmed. A beautiful old manor, hundreds of years old, arose at the edge of the town, with expansive lawns and clusters of old trees. The manor now operated as an inn, so Ron decided to stay there for the night. It was the afternoon before Rosh Hashanah, and as the evening approached, he wondered how he would celebrate the holy day so far from any Jewish community. Just before sundown, which marked the start of the new year, he discovered a lovely old Anglican church sitting at the edge of the manor. More than 600 years old, the small, well-built stone building seemed to have no more than 20 rows of pews. He wandered in and sat down in front, a Jew at an Anglican church, facing Jesus on the cross. Only weeks before, Ron had attended a Jewish workshop on deep ecumenism given by Reb Zalman Schachter-Shalomi. Reb is an endearing form of the word rabbi, which means teacher. In the workshop, Reb Zalman explained Sacred Heart as the essence or heart of God's promise, not to keep you out of the fire and the water, but to be with you in the fire and the water. Ron looked up at the image of a man being tortured for his beliefs. A frightening sight, perhaps, for anyone who has not been acclimatized to it, but more so for a Jew conscious of the history of persecution. After decades of feeling a smoldering outrage with the violent abuses of Christianity, Ron found sitting in that church a challenging leap across a deep divide. As he reflected on his complex feelings, he began to wonder what this holiday might have been like for Jesus in his lifetime. He thought a bit wistfully, Reb Jesus, you were one of our great teachers. We are the only Jews close by, and nobody else is here to celebrate with us. Why not keep each other company on this new year? Ron looked at Jesus and meditated. Reb Jesus, will you tell me your experience? What was it like for you on the cross? This is Rosh Hashanah, when we contemplate Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son Isaac. Can you give me a message? After sitting for a while, Ron got very excited. He went outside into the clear late afternoon and sat beneath an enormous old pine tree. As he thought about his experience in the church, he lay down, stretched out his arms wide, and just stayed there for a long time, looking up into the branches of the tree. How did he feel? Vulnerable. And then Ron thought, that's the message. That's what Sacred Heart is all about. The courage to feel everything. The capacity to hold it all without letting go of your work. To cry out like King David in the wilderness, just when you desperately want to believe that you're doing the right thing, that your sacrifice means something. My God, why have you forsaken me? But in nearly the same instant, to feel compassion. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Jesus' heart stayed open. He held it all. A sacred heart means you may feel tortured and betrayed, powerless and hopeless, and yet you stay open. It's the capacity to encompass the entire range of your human experience without hardening or closing yourself. It means that even in the midst of disappointment and defeat, you remain connected to people and to the sources of your most profound purposes.